Hello viewers. So today we will discuss about glycolysis, the basics and the cycle. So what is glycolysis? Basically glycolysis it is a metabolic process in which glucose is converted into pyruvic acid that we all know. So does glycolysis takes place? Glycolysis generally take place in the cytoplasm of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So basically, it produces energy by supplying substrate, and further it moves on to the citric acid cycle and the oxidative phosphorylation that we all know. So basically, glycolysis is used by all cells in the body for energy generation. The final product is pyruvate. The main purpose is the energy generation, and the ATP is produced via the cycle. The main purpose is to produce ATP through formation of pyruvic acid at the end. So we will discuss what are the steps involved. Basically, there are two phases. We can distribute it the cycle into two phases. The phase 1 will be preparatory phase and the phase 2 will be the payoff phase. Payoff phase generally means where the ATPs are produced. Generally, ATP is consumed in phase 1 and then production occurs in phase 2. So phase 1 comprises of preparatory reactions. They are not redox reactions. They do not release energy, but they are intermediate. They form a key intermediate of the pathway. In stage 2, we can see that the redox reaction occurs, energy is conserved, and two molecules of pyruvate are formed. So in phase 1, we can see that the glucose gets converted to glucose 6 phosphate with the help of hexokinase, and glucose 6 phosphate convert into fructose 6 phosphate with the help of phosphohexoisomerase. So basically the glucose finally get converted into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. It involves 4 steps to convert it into glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Up to this step, 2 ATPs are basically consumed. So phase 2 will be the energy production phase, or we can say the payoff phase. Here the glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate is converted into pyruvate. So it produces 4 ATP and 2 NADH. The first redox reaction we can see here is basically glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate is converted to 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate, and then it converts with the help of glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate. Now with the help of phosphoglycerate kinase, it converts into 3 phosphoglycerate, and then the 3 phosphoglycerate converts to 2 phosphoglycerate. The 2 phosphoglycerate with the help of enolase will convert into phosphoenol pyruvate, and finally with the help of pyruvate kinase it will convert into pyruvate. Here from the whole cycle, from the payoff phase and to we can see in the previous phase also, all the steps basically are reversible, but some of the steps like phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvate, it is not reversible, and we can see here the glucose is converted to glucose 6 phosphate is also irreversible, and fructose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is also irreversible. So there are some steps. So basically you can pause the slide and see what are the steps involved. These are all basic steps that are involved in conversion. So finally we come to ATP generation. How many ATPs are generated? Basically in the cycle you can see the pathway. It is clearly visible that in the production phase, the first phase, ATP is consumed, and finally the ATPs are generated in the payoff phase. That is basically the second phase. So in glycolysis, two ATPs are required for conversion to glucose 6 phosphate by hexokinase and for conversion of fructose 6 phosphate to fructose. So at the end we can see the overall reaction in which it is produced, that up till the Krebs cycle the total net ATP yield will be 36. It will be in the substrate level, phosphorylation and oxidative phosphorylation. So what is significance of glycolysis? The glycolysis step takes place in our body. It breaks down the glucose into pyruvate. Basically, the energy, for energy we need to break down the glucose inside our body. So basically, the energy is produced with the help of glucose. As it breaks down, the energy is produced. The glycolytic pathway it is employed by all tissues for the breakdown of glucose to provide energy in the form of ATP. So it is an important pathway for production of energy, especially under anaerobic condition. It is crucial for generation of energy without mitochondria. Exactly, it is without mitochondria. It forms product that are intermediate for other metabolic pathways. So all know that the pyruvic acid will further move on to the Krebs cycle, and then later on it will go for oxidative phosphorylation. These are series of cycle that will go on. So what will happen if glycolysis does not take place? So here you can see it is written that deficiency in any of the glycolytic enzyme lead to hemolytic anemia, because our RCBs depend on glycolysis for energy production, and if it does not occur, they will rise if the energy demand are not met as a result of faulty glycolysis. So basically, the person or the person will have to suffer from hemolytic anemia if glycolytic enzymes does not function properly, or there is a deficiency in any of the glycolytic enzymes, and the glycolysis will be faulty in this case. So thank you very much.